Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn a very important topic, and it is important as from interview point of view as well. So the question is how to achieve complete CSR in Next.js. First of all, let me give you a bit of context why I choose this question. So nowadays, a lot of interviewers, especially in the front end interviews, are asking about Next.js as well. So a common question that they ask is how to achieve complete client-side rendering in Next.js. And like many other people, you must be thinking that okay, that is so simple. Just use the use client directive. Uh, Let me make myself a bit smaller and get the screen here. So you must be thinking that just use the use client directive and that's it. That is completely incorrect. Use client does not make the component completely render on the client side. That is true. I'll show you. The syntax that makes Next.js make the component render on the client is this one. You have to use dynamic imported from next/dynamic. Let me make it a bit bigger as well and use this syntax here. Admin, this is some component. I'm importing some component. I'm saying SSR false, server side rendering false. This is something that you have to do to make the component client side render. Now you must be thinking, okay, then what is use client? Let me just show you. So use client, yes and no. It does not completely render on the client side. What happens is this thing. So first is the build phase. So that particular component is split into two parts. If we are using use client into any of the components, for example, like this. Alright, so let me show you via a diagram. So the component is split into server and client bundles. The HTML is rendered plus we have hydration data. That is a script tag that is attached in the HTML file that we get from the server. So what happens is as soon as I hit the page, okay, so let's say that page had a lot of component that had use client. So that use client component, the HTML for that component is still rendered on the server. And apart from that HTML, we get hydration data that has all the logic that what JS bundle you have to load, where to attach the JS bundle, what event listeners to attach to, and a lot of things. So we get rendered HTML plus hydration data. And then the hydration happens on the client. Hydration means that now your site is interactive. You can click on that button, you can go to the next page, submit your do something on the page with the help of the button. So now your site is interactive. So see, run server side for initial HTML, then acts as a normal React component after hydration. So use client does not mean that you are doing it completely on the client side. No, if you want the older days where Next.js use was minimal, it was only React everywhere, and it was only client side rendering, in which you might remember that there was an ID, like there was an element div with some ID, and it was completely empty, and all the JS that will be loaded will create a DOM. So this if you want this behavior, you have to use this syntax in which you make the server side rendering false. So this is what happens in the client side. You can take a screenshot of this, keep it with you. If you have any doubt, just type in the comments and I'll get back to you. Another thing, just for a bonus to remember, is that you cannot pass functions from server to client. Functions are not serializable. So do remember, this is a common mistake that everyone makes in the interview. So anything that is serializable, anything that is serializable can be passed from server to the client. So that's it for this video. I'll keep making more videos on the interview questions or the latest features of Next.js and in general front-end development, and not only limited to front-end development but also full stack development. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much.